Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ryan Awesome. And welcome to the Ryan Awesome Show. Now, today on the Ryan Awesome Show, we'll be talking about AEW Dynamite for January 13th, 2021. And this is night two. Night two of the New Year's Smash. To conclude the New Year's Smash, this is night two. And overall it was a good show. But if I had to choose which night was better, I'm gonna have to go with night one. Night one was way better than night two. It felt like for night two, it felt like for night two, nothing happened on night two. That's what it felt like for me. But night one was just better to me. That's how I feel about it. But it was still a good show. It was still a good show. And so for AEW Dynamite, their tagline is "It's Wednesday," and you know what that means, and that's a tribute to Mr. Brody Lee. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And so yeah, so this is the AEW Dynamite review for January 13th, 2021. And so we started off this show with Eddie Kingston. It was Eddie Kingston with the Butcher and a Blade and a Bunny in his corner versus Pac with the Lucha Bros, Pentagon and Ray Phoenix in his corner. And so, yeah, we started this match right away. We had Pac. He delivered a shotgun drop kick to Eddie Kingston into the corner. We had a pump kick to Eddie Kingston from Pac. We had a missile drop kick to Eddie Kingston from Pac. We had Pac deliver knee strikes to Kingston. And then we had Kingston, he fights back. So Pac, he was taking control during this first portion of this match. Pac, he takes control, and then Eddie Kingston, he fights back, delivers a knee drop to Pac. And then at one point, the Bunny, she gets involved in this match. She rakes Pac's eyes. She gouges his eyes with her fingernails. And then we had an exploder suplex to Pac on a concrete ground. And then we had a neck breaker. We had a neck breaker to Pac from Eddie Kingston. Pac kicks out at one. We had chops to Pac from Eddie Kingston. And then they were going back and forth with strikes. And we had a German suplex. A German suplex to Eddie Kingston from Pac. We had kicks to Kingston from Pac. So Pac, he's kicking Eddie Kingston. We had an Insiguri follow up by a back suplex to Pac from Eddie Kingston. Pac kicks out. We had a superplex to Eddie Kingston from Pac, and Kingston kicks out. We had a clothesline. We had a clothesline to Pac from Eddie Kingston, and Pac kicks out. And then at one point, Eddie Kingston, he tries to go for the DDT. Pac blocks it. And then we had a black arrow. We had a black arrow to Eddie Kingston from Pac to win the match. So Pac wins. And right after he wins the match, he locks in a brutalizer. So he locks in his submission move to Eddie Kingston. And so the Butcher and the Blade, they try to break up the submission move. And then you had the Lucha Bros, standing toe to toe with the Butcher and the Blade. And then, they were arguing back and forth. And then Lance Archer, his music hits, and he comes out with Jake the Snake Roberts. And, and Lance Archer, he chases off the Butcher and the Blade. And then he gets in Pac face. So they're face to face, they're arguing. And that was it. That was it. Lance Archer leaves, and that was it. Great match between Kingston and Pac. A great match to start off the show. And yeah, it was a great match. Great match for these two. And so, excuse me. So yeah, right after this we had Chuck Taylor. We had Chuck Taylor with Orange Cassidy in his corner versus Miro with Kip Sabian and Penelope Ford in his corner. And so yeah, when Miro made his entrance, he made his entrance right after Chuck. and we had Kip Sabian. He brings out a cutout board of Trent. Like a cutout board of Trent, and he has tape on his shoulder because he have a shoulder injury. He's gonna be out for a while. So they're playing mind games with Chuck. And so the story of this match is with if Chuck were to lose this match, he would be Miro's butler. And so that was the story of this match. I didn't really care about the match because I really don't care about this storyline. I don't care about it. And so we had Chuck. He clotheslined Miro over the top rope, and we had a tope con hero to Miro from Chucky Taylor, and then Chucky throws Miro into the guardrail. We had a diving foot stomp to Miro outside of the ring, and then at one point we had Kip Sabian. He attacks Orange Cassidy ringside, and then Chuck takes out Kip Sabian with a kick. We had a Samoan drop to Chucky Taylor from Miro, and we had an overhead suplex to Chuck, followed up by a spinning heel kick, and then we had a machka kick to Chuck Taylor. And then right after that, we had the game changer, not the game changer, the game over submission move, aka the accolade to Chuck to win the match. And so Miro wins the match. So that means Chuck Taylor is Miro's butler. And so yeah, that was it. I really don't care. I didn't care about this match. I don't care about what's going on between Miro and Kip Sabian and the best friends. I don't care about it. I'm just waiting for the wedding to, the wedding to hit and be over with, so we can get Miro to bigger and better things. And so yeah, right after this we had Dasha. We had Dasha Gonzalez. She interviews Private Party and Matt Hardy.
Matt Hardy, Marq, Quen, and Isiah Cassidy.
Oh, so yeah, she interviews Private Party and Matt Hardy, and this is what they have to say.
Matt Hardy, Marq, Quen, and Isiah Cassidy. Now, gentlemen, you guys have been together for quite some time. But as of last week, you signed Matt Hardy as your manager. What does that mean for your guys' relationship?
No, 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 no. I'll speak first. Now the Private Party has officially joined the Matt Hardy brand. Things are great. Tell them, guys.
Okay. Well, a wise man once told us it's called show business and not friend business for a reason. And with that being said,
Ever since we signed with AEW, we thought that was the best moment of our life. It gets even better when we sign under Matt.
a tag team legend, an icon. You'd be stupid if he wasn't supposed to sign with. Come on.
I can't do this no more, Isiah. What happened? I can't do it. Come on, man. You said 30%.
Yes.
Now I can't.
I take 30% of your money, and the third-party platforms was something that was in the fine print. You didn't read it, and that's your fault. That's a tough lesson you had to learn. Yes, that was your fault. Don't do it again. The two of you, you're so focused on money. Like, this money's nothing. You're going to be multimillionaires.
You talk about weird stuff with money. You keep taking money from us as if you're a money-grabbing carny.
You're calling me a money-grabbing carny? The disrespect. You were nobody before me. I am the only person here in AEW that cares about you two. Those fans, the people, the locker room, they don't care about you. I learned this the hard way on September the 5th, 2020 at All Out. Nobody cares. The sooner you get that through your thick skulls, the better you'll be. So what you're going to do is shut up and listen to me and do exactly what I say. When I say jump, you say ha-ha. Now get out of here. This is over. This is over. Go. Go. Move. Go.
So yeah, that was the end of the interview between Private Party and Matt Hardy. And I'm loving this new Matt Hardy, the iconic Matt Hardy. Acting heelish, and I'm just waiting to see what happens next with Matt Hardy. I'm glad he's trying something new. Because he did away with the broken Matt Hardy gimmick. So yeah, I really want to see what happens. Now they are scheduling a match next week against I believe it's Top Flight and Matt Sydal. And so yeah, that should be really good. So yeah, right after this we have the Inner Circle. We have the Inner Circle's New Year's resolution, and this is what happened. Okay, let me see.
The first time the entire Inner Circle has been in the ring together in 22
2021, and it's going to be a huge year for us. 2020 was big, but this is going to be even better. That's why we're going to tell you our New Year's resolutions, our plans for the next 365 days. Who wants to start? Championships! Yeah! All right, yeah, okay. All right, that's good, that's good. That's good. Anybody else?
I'll take it from here. Jacob, that was a great answer, by the way. If I had to say anything off the top of my head, I would say just continuing to strengthen these bonds I have between all these men here in this ring. Yeah, and also fat people, they gotta go. They gotta go. I think we can all agree on that, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Seriously. Jake, you're with me on that?
Okay,
I would say perfecting my grandmother's sofrito recipe and learning how to throw down some arroz con gandules.
I definitely know what that is. Very good.
That's good.
Got you.
You're booing food?
muy bien, muy bien. Perfect sofrito, amazing. Let me go on a limb here and give you my New Year's resolution for 2021. I think this is the year that Chris Jericho and MJF are going to win the AEW Tag Team Championships of the world. Right? Whoa.
Uh-oh.
Hold up. Con todo el respeto en el mundo, Chris, you handpicked us to be in the inner circle, right? You handpicked us to be the tag team in the inner circle, right? So what are you trying to tell us?
Santana, Ortiz, all respect. I know what's going on here. I see it. You're a little tag team slut. See it. Writing's on the wall. He teams with you now. No.
That's messed up.
They chanting it.
No, Chris, what am I talking about? You're teaming with him. You teamed with him. We were less sex gods. What's going on, huh? I saw you dabbing it up with Snoop Dogg last week. What? Are you going to team with him next?
Maybe.
Okay. That's very funny. Snoop Dogg, yeah. So here's the thing. Got the trains off the tracks right now. Gonna get them back on, okay, pal? All Chris is trying to do is his job, man. So much hostility.
Shut up, Max.
Uh-oh.
This is the thing. This is the deal.
Let him speak. He's cool.
Okay, guys, listen. Hold on. We're all top-level professionals here, right? We're huge stars, tremendous athletes, sexy hooligans. We're sexy. Any one of us could team with the other and win the AEW Tag Team Championships, okay? But much like Big Jake and Big Wardlow did last week, they got rid of some steam, they got rid of some animosity. I think we should do the same, okay? All right? Listen, for bragging rights, okay? Check this out, all right? Next week, live on Dynamite, first time ever, a three-way match to decide who is going to be the official tag team of the Inner Circle. And I think it's going to be MJF and Jericho.
I'm inclined to agree.
Y'all real funny. I think it's gonna be Santana and Ortiz.
Proud and powerful.
Again, I'm going to have to disagree with everybody because it's going to be Sammy and Hager.
Championships. Yeah.
That's right, baby. Sammy and Hager. That's who it's going to be.
Sammy and Hager.
Sammy Hager?
Sammy and Hager.
That's funny.
Why is that funny?
Never mind.
Okay, once again, we're kind of getting, we're running out of time here real quick, so let's just all
A
relax
musician
here.
named Sammy Hager.
At the end of the day, no matter what happens after this teeny tiny little exhibition match, we're still all family. We are still the Inner Circle. Nothing can break us up. We are the Inner Circle, and we're better than you, and you know it. Hands in, baby.
Yo, why is your hand darker than your face?
Just look in the camera and give the middle finger.
Well, the Inner Circle back on the same page at least
Yep, and that was it. That was it from the Inner Circle. and their New Year's resolution. And great segment. It was a great segment. And you know, they have a three-way tag. It's gonna be Proud and Powerful, Santana and Ortiz, MJF and Chris Jericho, and Sammy Guevara and Jake Hager. And I'm giving it to Proud and Powerful. Santana and Ortiz need to win this match next week. You know, just like what they said in the promo, just like what they said in this segment. Chris Jericho handpicked Santana and Ortiz to be, the tag team in the inner circle. And Santana and Ortiz, man, they taking a back seat though. They really have. They haven't done much of anything as a tag team. And they're like one of the best tag teams in a company, in a business. And and they're not doing nothing. So I think Santana and Ortiz, Proud and Powerful, should win this match next week. And so yeah, right after this we had Alex Marvez. He interviews the Dark Order. He's backstage with the Dark Order. And Ibu Uno, he speaks. So yeah, Alex Marvez, he asks about the future. What's the future of the Dark Order? And so Ibu Uno, he says that next week, Hangman Adam Page, he brings up Adam Hangman Page, and he wants him to join the Dark Order. And so yeah, he wants Hangman to team up, team with the Dark Order. And so yeah, they brought in Hangman Adam Page. He was in a room, and Alex Reynolds, he wants to know that, Reynolds, he says that he wants to know when he'll let him know about his decision about joining the Dark Order. And so Hangman, he says that he'll decide, he'll let them know after the match next week. So basically they just want him to join the Dark Order. That's it. That's all that. That's all they want. And so right after this we had Dasha Gonzalez. We had Dasha Gonzalez again. And she talks, she speaks to the Elite. She speaks to Kenny Omega and Hangman Adam Page. Not Hangman Adam Page, no. Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. And so, let's see. Where's the video? Oh yeah, here it is. She catches up with them backstage. So this is what happened.
What a historic night. It appears the band is back together.
Band is back together. This is fantastic. I mean, Kenny's two best friends, Kenny Omega. We got all the belts here, guys. This is unbelievable. It's good to see you guys again.
Couple times, man. Let's stir it up tonight, man. Hell yeah. We're gonna do the Elite 3-man? Yeah. All right.
You know what? They're the Young Bucks. I mean, they need their own entrance, Kenny. Like, let them have. You guys do your thing. I mean, I love your music. Your music is awesome. You guys good? All right, we'll see you.
Oh yeah, so yeah, they made their entrance. They made separate entrances. And so yeah, they made separate entrances, and then they got in the ring. Kenny Omega made his entrance first, and right after Omega made his entrance, Don Callis, he grabs the microphone, and he was gonna introduce his tag team partners, who we thought it was gonna be the Bucks, but he ended up introducing Gallows and Anderson from Impact Wrestling, the Impact World Tag Team Champions in Impact Wrestling, Gallows and Anderson. And so yeah, he introduced Gallows and Anderson. They showed the camera. They showed a camera in the back. Then backstage, and the Bucks, they were pissed. They were pissed off. And so they weren't happy. They weren't happy at all, because Kenny Omega just ditched them. And so yeah, so the match was supposed to be Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks versus the Varsity Blondes and Danny Limelight. So the new match, so it's Kenny Omega, who is the AEW World Champion, with Don Callis, and the Good Brothers, Gallows and Anderson, who are the Impact Tag Team Champions, versus the Varsity Blondes, Griff Garrison and Brian Pillman Jr., and Danny Limelight. And so yeah, the Elite, they attack their opponents, Limelight and the Varsity Blondes, outside of the ring. We had a Kataru Crusher to Danny Limelight from Kenny Omega. We had a roundhouse kick to Limelight from Gallows. We had a backbreaker to Limelight from Omega. We had a triple team move from the Elite. It was a triple splash to Limelight. And then we had a Hurricanrana from Limelight to Omega. And then we had an Enzuigiri to Omega from Limelight. And Pillman Jr., he tags in. He delivers clotheslines and stuff. Clotheslines. And we had a double team move to Carl Anderson from the Varsity Blondes. We had a pump kick to Griff Garrison from Carl Anderson. We had a running boot. A running boot to Griff Garrison from Carl Anderson. Anderson kicks out. And we had a double A spine buster from Carl Anderson to one of the Varsity Blondes. And then right after that, we had the Magic Killer. We had a Magic Killer to Danny Limelight to win the match. So the Elite wins the match. And so right after this match, we had Jon Moxley. He comes out to the ring, makes his entrance, and tries to attack the Elite. And so, yeah, this is the video. So yeah, Moxley comes out. Moxley comes out to his music. He goes after the Elite. He goes after Omega. And the Lucha Bros come out to try to help Moxley. Oh. And attacks Gallows and Anderson. And the rest of the locker room coming out to break up the fight. Paradigm shift to one of the roster members from Jon Moxley. Tope Suicida from Jon Moxley onto Kenny Omega. And the Bucks come out to try to stop. Lucha Bros from behind. A super kick to the Bucks from the Lucha Bros. The Good Brothers. And Kenny Omega and Don Callis got the hell out of there. They got out of there. A walking time bomb. So yep, that was it. That was the end of the segment between the Elite and Jon Moxley. And so right after this, we had Dr. Britt's. We had the Dr. Britt's waiting room segment, and our special guest was Cody Rhodes.
Please give it up for the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes.
And I cannot play the music. And Dr. Britt Baker with Reba, or Rebel, whatever you want to call her. they had their little sparkly fireworks to try to make it look like it was fireworks.
Oh, Cody. Hey, congratulations on the announcement of your baby. We're so excited, and we know that kid's gonna have an action figure way before I do, but who's counting, right? I'm kidding. Come on, no fake friends, just fake teeth. Cody, Cody. Okay, let's talk about you. Huge year for you. Go big show. Baby on the way. Let's talk about it. Wait, before we talk about
Don't even let him talk.
Huge surprise that slipped my mind. I just thought of it right now. I have another huge surprise guest. And we're all going to be super excited. Guys, huge round of applause for Jade Cargill.
And Jade Cargill comes out. You know, I'm not a fan of Jade Cargill. I'm not at all. You know, that segment that she had with Cody Rhodes, it was freaking awful. It was terrible. You know, she comes out, takes the microphone out of Cody's hand.
I don't. Nobody gives a damn if Brandy is pregnant. She's not here for 9 months, ladies and gentlemen. 9 months, no Brandy. And not to sound corny, you did her a huge favor. But Shaq and I, we are tired of waiting. Where is my damn opponent? Brandy should be watching me. I am a badass mom. And if she ever returns, I'm gonna beat that ass.
Oh, and she shoves Cody in the face. Shoves him in the face.
Oh my god.
We had Red Velvet. She comes out.
Who invited this girl here? Wait, let me get down to your level.
It's Red Velvet, who was attacked by Jade a few weeks ago.
Oh, pushes Red Velvet. Oh, Velvet slaps her. Oh, Cargill slaps her back. And we have a fight breaking out. You know, the roster trying to break it up. This is the second pull up. This is the second pull apart fight that we had tonight. Oh, and Red Velvet came out again. They had to separate him. She came back out and tried to fight Cargill. You know, Cody trying to break it up too. Oh, and then Britt Baker, they showed a video of Britt Baker attacking Thunder Rosa.
Keep it rolling. You're not welcome here. You don't belong here. Get off.
You know, the attack that when she attacked Thunder Rosa weeks ago. Thunder Rosa response.
We all know why you like to have this talk show, and that is because you and your big nose like to get into people's business. But soon, you have to do the work and wrestle me. Mira, amiga, yo hablé con Tony, and Tony told me very clearly that a match between Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker is a huge deal for AEW. And we need time, and he wants to give us a big stage para que yo te parte en todo lo madre. And we can also settle things the right way. So that is why you get to face me in Dynamite February 3rd at Beach Break. Dios mío, tus deseos se han vuelto realidad. And now I get to beat your ass.
What? No, what? Tony, you said I didn't have to wrestle her. What? No! No, 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 no. Not happening. No, we're going to the beach. We're not wrestling her. No!
They even put a graphic on there.
No, get it off. Get it off. It's not happening. Tony said I didn't have to do it. Tony, you said I didn't have to do it. You said I didn't have to wrestle her. She's not here. I don't have to do it. Good night, everybody, from Dr. Britt Baker, DX.
And that was it. That was it between the Dr. Britt's waiting room segment. It was cringe. It was cringe. With the the fighting and stuff, the pull away, people breaking it up, the fight. Like it was kind of cringe. And so yeah, that's all I gotta say about it. But yeah, right after this we had a tag team match. It was the Jurassic Express. That's Jungle Boy and Marko Stunt with Luchasaurus. Luchasaurus was gonna be in that corner, but they sent Luchasaurus back to the back. And so yeah, it was Jurassic Express versus FTR. That's Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler with Tully Blanchard in that corner. And so yeah, we had Marko Stunt. He starts off the match and he gets, he's getting manhandled by FTR. And Marko, he tries to fight back, but it's not working. We had a European uppercut to Marko Stunt. We had a double team move from Jurassic Express to FTR. We had a tope suicida to FTR from Marko Stunt, followed up by a springboard moonsault from Jungle Boy to FTR outside the ring. And then we had a back suplex to Marko Stunt from Dax Harwood. We had a beautiful double A spine buster to Marko Stunt from Cash Wheeler. We had a gory special to Marko Stunt from Cash Wheeler. And we had a quick roll up to Cash Wheeler. Wheeler kicks out. Jungle Boy tags in. He has a hot tag to Jungle Boy, deliver drop kicks and clotheslines, and delivers a backstabber. And we had a top rope Hurricane Rana to Dax Harwood from Jungle Boy. And we had a brain buster. We had a brain buster to Dax Harwood from Jungle Boy. We had a clothesline from Dax Harwood to Marko Stunt. We had a low blow from Marko Stunt to Dax Harwood. Referee didn't see it. And then at one point, Tully Blanchard, he gets involved in the match. Referee didn't see it. So yeah, he took out Marko Stunt. And then Jungle Boy, he tries to go after Tully Blanchard. And then we had Cash Wheeler, he attacks Jungle Boy. And then we had the Big Rig, aka the Shatter Machine, to Jungle Boy to win the match. So FTR wins the match with the Big Rig, a tribute to Mr. Brody Lee. They renamed their move the Big Rig. And so FTR, they win the match. And that's it. That was it. Great match. And so right after this we had a championship match. It was for the NWA Women's Championship match. And it was Tay Conti with Anna Jay versus Serena Deeb, who is the NWA Women's Champion. So yeah, first off, they were going back and forth with holds and submission moves. And, we had a heel hook to Serena Deeb from Conti. Deeb escapes. We had a pump kick to Serena Deeb from Tay Conti. And then we had a dragon screw to Tay Conti from Serena Deeb. And then we had kicks to Serena Deeb from Conti. We had a full Nelson into a stunner from Tay Conti. Deeb kicks out. We had a submission move to Conti. And Conti, she grabs the rope. And then we had a detox. We had a detox faceplant from Serena Deeb to win the match. So yeah, Serena Deeb, she wins the match with a detox faceplant. And Serena Deeb, she wins and is still the NWA Women's Champion. And that was it. It was really nothing to this match. But it was still a good match. And so for next week's show, for AEW Dynamite next week, we have Inner Circle versus the Inner Circle versus the Inner Circle. So it's going to be Santana and Ortiz, Proud and Powerful of the Inner Circle, versus MJF and Chris Jericho of the Inner Circle, versus Sammy Guevara and Jake Hager of the Inner Circle. So it's going to be a three-way. So yeah, it's the Inner Circle Tag Team Challenge. So whoever wins this match, they'll be the tag team of the Inner Circle. And then we have We have Hangman Adam Page in a Dark Order. And that's Colt Cabana, Alex Reynolds, and John Silver versus Chaos Project. That's Serpentico and Luther. And TH2, the Hybrid 2, Jack Evans and Angelico. And that's next week for Negative Ones, Brody Lee Jr.'s birthday celebration. And then we have Nyla Rose with Vicky Guerrero in her corner versus Legit Layla Hirsch. That's next week. And we have John Moxley in action next week. And finally, we have Matt Sydal with, Matt Sydal and Top Flight. That's Dante and Darius Martin versus Matt Hardy and Private Party. That's Marq Quen and Isiah Kassidy. So that's next week. And finally, in our main event was for the TNT Championship. And it was Brian Cage representing Team Taz. It was Brian Cage with Ricky Starks and Hook in his corner with Taz on commentary. Will Hobbs wasn't there. He wasn't allowed to be at ringside. And so it was Brian Cage versus Darby Allin, who was the TNT champion. And so Darby he went right after Cage. He went right after him, which is a smart move. And so he goes after Cage. He delivers a tope suicida. And, Darby Allin continued to fight Cage, and then Cage ended up overpowering Darby Allin. And so we had a suplex. So he went for a tope suicida, I think 2 times. The second time he tried to win for the tope suicida, Cage caught him. He caught him and muscled him up into a suplex onto the concrete ground. So that had to hurt. And so we had a clothesline to Darby Allin. And then at one point, Cage, my God, man. Cage, he was in the ring. He picked up Darby Allin and just, like in a military press position, and just threw him over the top rope. And he went right through that table, the timekeeper's table. And so, he crashed and burned through that table. And so, right after that, he was bleeding from his forehead. And then, Cage, he goes outside the ring. He picks up Darby Allin in a suplex position, carrying him back into the ring, and he threw him in the ring. And then we had a running uppercut to Darby Allin from Brian Cage. We had a German suplex to Darby Allin from Brian Cage. Brian Cage, this was a massacre. This is an absolute massacre. Brian Cage dominated this match. So Cage, he was throwing Darby Allin around, and Cage, he does his curls. He picked up Darby Allin's like if he was weights, and so he was curling Darby Allin, and he threw him over into a fallaway slam. And then Cage, he right after that, he goes for the cover, doesn't hit the leg, and Darby, he kicks out at 1. And we had an overhead suplex to Allin. And we had chops to Darby Allin. We had an F5 to Darby Allin from Cage. Allin kicks out at 1. And then we had 3. We had 3 power bombs. Not 1, not 2, but 3 power bombs to Darby Allin. And right after that third power bomb, Allin gave him the finger. He gave Brian Cage the finger. And then Cage power bombs him outside of the ring. He picks him up inside of the ring, and he just power bombs him out of the ring. And then right after that, he gave him the finger again. And so Cage, he grabs Darby Allin and then suplexes him back into the ring. And, goes for the cover. Darby kicks out. And at one point, Cage, he tries to go for the steel steps. He tried to use steel steps. I guess he tried to slam. He tried to slam Darby Allin on the steel steps. And so Darby, he ended up taking advantage of this. And so he knocked Cage onto the steel steps, and he delivered a coffin drop on Brian Cage on the steel steps. And then we had a stunt dog millionaire to Brian Cage from Darby Allin. And then at one point, Darby, he tried to tie Darby Allin. No, he tried to tie Brian Cage's ankles with his belt. And so And then right after that, we had our Code Red. We had the Code Red to Brian Cage. Cage kicks out. And then at one point, while Darby Allin, he continues to take control of this match, we had Hook, Taz's son, Hook. He distracts. He tries to distract the referee. And from the other side of the ring, you had Ricky Starks. He got involved. And, he tripped up. He knocked Darby Allin off the top rope. And then, right after that, the lights had cut off. The lights cut off. And then the lights cut back on. And then Sting was there. Sting was there. He had his baseball bat in his hand. And, he's standing right behind Ricky Starks. He's standing right behind Ricky Starks. Ricky Starks turned around. And then Sting hit him with the baseball bat. And so, that distracts Brian Cage, and then Darby Allin, he goes for a crucifix bomb to Brian Cage to win the match. So Darby Allin, he wins the match and is still the TNT champion. And yeah, that was it to end off the show. That was it. It was a good show. It was a good show. I think night 1 was better. Night 1 was way better than night 2. But, it was still a good show. The main event, it was a great match. It was a dominating performance from Brian Cage. Brian Cage, he looked good, still in defeat. He lost, but he still looked good in defeat. And Darby Allin, who's the next challenger? Who's the next challenger for Darby Allin? I don't know. But yeah, that was it with the New Year's Smash Night 2. And yeah, can't wait to see what happens next week. Hopefully next week will be better. And yeah, if you like this video, hit the thumbs up. What are you waiting for? Hit the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And that way, you'll become an awesome one. Like this video, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Comment down below. Tell me how you felt about this episode of Dynamite. Share this video with your friends, your family, and everybody that you come in contact with on a day-to-day basis. Follow me on Twitter at Ryan Awesome Show. The link is down here in the description. And yeah. You guys stay safe out there. And this has been the Ryan Awesome Show. And that's